Hello there folks, it is TIJ Gaming and welcome to a brand new video. Today it is time for the second instalment of the China Championship final on Snooker 19 against Mark Selby. Today we'll play frames 7 to 12 and see who reigns supreme in this session. Now we do lead 4 frames to, we had a very good start to the match, and as long as we win 2 frames in this session, we'll go into the final session at least level at 6 each. I'd like to go into it probably being 7-5 up. Does that work? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Being 7-5 up. If we can go to it 8-4 up, that would be absolutely superb. Of course, we can win the match today, but yeah, I can't see that happening. But it was a good start for us. Let's see if we can capitalise on that. I hope you guys are all good. I certainly am excited for another good session of snooker. Probably going to be about an hour, isn't it, of snooker? So let's see how we get on.
Great shot.
Good start there. And don't worry if you thought, oh, I've missed the break off, or I've skipped the video or something. No, don't worry about that. I do show the break off for the frame that's coming next in the previous episode, due to a few saving issues I've had in the past, a few glitches. So at the start of every new video, when it's a match that's a continuation like this one, it's just a case of starting from where we were, so after that break off. But a good start for us. Again, we found good position, play a bit of left hand side here to get onto the next red. But this should be a decent opportunity to get a decent break on the board. Maybe not anything that wins the frame for us, but even so, as I said, a half decent break. And thank you for all your support. I haven't seen the viewing figures from episode 1 of the final yet, episode 30 of the season overall, because, well, the episode's only just come out as I record this. But the semi-final episode, the first semi-final episode, is on 200 views, which is great, really.
16.
These tend to usually get about 100 views, so, you know, double the amount of you guys are watching, which is great. And I think more people too tend to watch at the late stage. I completely understand why this would be more entertaining than maybe, I don't know, I don't want to be patronised towards any player, but let's just go for an example. This is probably more watchable than the last 64 against Ken Doherty.
24.
Nothing against you, Ken. Going to struggle to get back on the black here. Bit too close to the cushion for me.
25.
But we're going to go for it here. See if we can't come off the cushion and go for the next red. It'd be a good position. We haven't really got much to lose, unless this black's off target. Black's there. It's ran a bit far, but it's okay because the blue's not on the spot. So we've got pretty much a straight pot on the next red. It didn't really matter how far that ran as long as we got fairly straight. We've just got to focus on getting good position on the black now, because we'll probably have to open up the reds in this next shot. But as simple a red as you'd like.
No problem there.
Probably come through just enough to get a good split from these reds. And let's see how this one goes. Is the luck on our side? It's a good split. No innocuous pot of the red, which is always helpful.
40.
Just want to be careful here to go for the right pot, really. This one looks tempting, I must say. Just all about, we don't play these sort of shots very often. It could very easily miss. But no, it's okay.
41.
I was looking at the shot, admittedly, that put us onto the blue next. But again, you know, it doesn't really seem like there's much point in doing that. Just all about trying to work out position from here, because I'm probably not the best positional to play for the black from the last shot. Got to do a bit more work than we'd like to, but there's a nice gap between those two reds for us to go into, and probably put the one into the middle pocket. And come back down towards the black. Again, a bit close to the cushion, but it should be alright as long as this is fairly straight. We've got the one on the black cushion we can go for. But equally, if we can't go for that, we should be able to have a nice clear view for this red to the middle pocket.
56.
I'll tell you what, I didn't think this would be a frame winning chance, but we're whittling them off, and getting reds and then blacks is really helping us get to that winning line a bit quicker.
Great shot.
Obviously, it doesn't matter what colour you go for, but the higher colour you get, the bigger you score, and I guess the less chance your opponent's got. You might be able to tell what I'm trying to do here with going for all blacks, but I think we have to look at the frame over any sort of personal ambitions with this next shot. That being said, I don't know what we go for here. Yeah, I think that's probably the best shot. Go for one of these closer reds. Could do with this not going wrong. And it might have just done, you know. Oh, we didn't want that. That makes it a bit awkward now. Still fancy us to get this in the middle pocket, but it is a missable shot.
He's lining this one up to the middle pocket.
Well, it's there. We've definitely got our cue action sorted, as Ronnie would say, is the most important element of your game. And we have had all blacks so far. I haven't done it in this career mode. I don't think I'm going to do it in this frame. You just never know though, do you?
Just the red required.
Just the red needed. Then we can look at any sort of personal accolades we might be looking to get. But a great start for us, no doubt about that.
Shuts the door on his opponent in this frame.
One visit snooker, that's what we're aiming to do. Aiming to get this
And that effectively shuts out his opponent.
one with some really solid snooker. And with this frame, we're halfway there.
81.
This might be our toughest shot yet to get onto a red to keep this 147 chance up and running. This one does go to the middle pocket. Tough pot, this. I don't actually think there's been a century in this final yet, so I suppose before we start worrying about any potential maximum, we might want to get the century first.
89.
But we've won the frame. We can just focus on anything else we'd like to get now. Which firstly is a century.
Well played.
96.
But do the maximum here, it wouldn't be a bad go, would it? And we just need 3 reds, 3 more blacks. And then obviously it's onto the colours.
Nicely positioned for the black.
And I'll tell you what, I think we might be able to do it here. My only worry is, how do we get... that red up the table bothers me. It really does. I think we've made a mistake leaving that till last.
Brilliant century.
We have made the century though. I have slightly missed that fact. How do we get? I mean, that's the problem here actually. How do we play the black and then get on the red? Because actually, it's blocked to both of these corner pockets. I think we're going to struggle here. We've got the penultimate red.
105.
We've got the black. We might be able to do this, you know. If we play a decent positional. It's going to take a tricky pot, but we can only see to one of the centre pockets. We don't want to play this too hard.
He'll be fuming about that.
Oh, have we played it too hard, really? Oh, that's heartbreaking. That is heartbreaking. We've actually snookered ourselves, wow. So that's definitely not going to be a pot unless we get a really jammy sort of double, but after all that, eh? After all that. I don't think there's any way of potting this from here. We've won the frame, that's all that matters, I guess.
Pace is key here.
So we've hit the red. There's no way that's going to fly into a pocket, but it's a break of 112 anyway. We can't do the marvellous thing we were looking to do, but well. Really good snooker played there. We open up a free frame gap on Mark Selby, and we go again for frame 8. Big frame, this for both players. Again, if Mark Selby can keep the gap fairly respectable at 2 frames, he's still got a chance. But if we make this 6-2 in this frame, we've got a real chance of pulling away in this final and not having much, I guess, battling is the wrong word, because Selby is a grafter, and I think even if he was 9-0 down in a best of 19, he'd make you really work for that last frame, but it just makes things a bit easier for us. I don't think we'll get a better chance to get a maximum in this match, though. Which is something I'd love to do at some point. Still haven't done it. And if Selby's playing shots like that, well,
He looks to be playing on here.
the only M he's going to get is foul on a miss. I couldn't think of anything wittier than that. I'm so sorry.
He's taking the red on.
And he's left a potential chance. And it's there. I mean, if he's playing shots like that, all we can do is just pop the balls, really.
1.
But ultimately, it's not like he's opened everything up, so we might as well just play safe, get the cue ball in behind the yellow, get the snooker, and then get into play out of this. And probably get some points as well.
Not overhitting this.
What on earth has he done there?
Foul and a miss. Neil Robertson.
I know the AI are a bit stupid with snookers, but I don't know what he's done it. Right, okay, he's trying to get out of it like this now, and he might have done it. I don't know what he was planning to do first time, but that's a bit more like it. That is a bit more like it. A bit more pace on it, and it probably taps the one on the cushion. Going for a third variant this time. I think he's going to hit them. He's done well there. The AI aren't as stupid as I thought. That was a good escape there. Let's hope this one doesn't travel too far. Oh, it does. God, I didn't realise how far that one was going to travel, but the yellow should block the route through to that red, so that's okay. We've covered that red. That means Selby's got a bit of work to do himself here, and look at where this cue ball's going.
He's gone it off.
As Mark Selby lost his head.
Neil Robertson, 4.
Well, he's playing on here.
I don't care. Well, not I don't care, but again, it helps us out a bit.
Centre pocket here.
Apply that into the centre pocket. Come up for the blue. We've pretty much got that one bang on.
1.
But I think it might be worth playing the pink. Getting the tight red on the cushion. I just don't want to risk everything at this point. Again, Selby's playing badly. I don't want to give him an opportunity to try and avenge that. I want to make him sit and get all frustrated over it. I think this red's possible. We'll soon find out. Yep, it's there. No problem with that.
8.
Black obviously off its spot here, so we can afford to put the cue ball on the cushion and not affect position. Tell you what, that black very nearly didn't go. Might as well play this with some pace. We're going to struggle, I think, to get onto the black, but that wasn't a bad effort.
16.
Can we pot this and open up the reds? Let's find out.
That should
Nope.
have gone down.
There was half of me that suggested don't go for that. But you can get a bit greedy sometimes.
Neil Robertson, 16.
You can definitely get a bit greedy. We've got 33 points on the board. It's not the biggest chance in the world, but
This is a potential
as I said, I
route
didn't
into
want to
the
let
frame.
Mark Selby in. I didn't want to
1.
try and get him to avenge what had just happened.
He's taking it on. No.
But he's missed
not
the
this
black.
time.
Admittedly, you wouldn't have expected Mark Selby to have only got a point out of that. He's not playing brilliantly in this final, but to be fair, you know, we can't discredit the way we've played. We played fairly well so far.
1.
I wonder if we can play the black and have some sort of angle going into these reds. Yeah, just to try and make a bit of a ripple almost.
Power. That's a really good
That's
split,
it.
and
Lovely. That's more than a ripple, but I'll take it. I'll certainly take that. Bit unfortunate with where the red is, but this one should be possible. And I think it's fair to say you can make your own luck in this game. And sometimes if you play the positive shots, it comes off for you. Sometimes you can play all the positive shots in the world and it doesn't come off for you. That's why, you know, sometimes you just have to. Although I'm not a big fan of playing it all the time, sometimes you just have to play safe. And maybe that's what we should have done rather than going for the positive shot to try and pot the black, open up the reds. But it's worked out okay for us. Selby didn't make anything of that chance.
16.
And it is fair to say at the moment, there's only one player in this match. You don't have to be a genius to work out who that is.
He's aiming for the
And while
left
that's the
corner.
case, because snooker can change in a split second,
That's a great pot.
while that's the case, we'll try and capitalise on the advantage. If we can get a 4-frame advantage, that'd be really, really helpful.
$22.
But while there is only one player in this game, it's fair to say we've not done brilliantly there. You can just about see the red. Just a bit of luck. Can we see the blue? I
23.
think we should be alright. Yeah, we can. I'm going to get this one out of the way of the black, because that's been a bit of a
I'm not
pain.
surprised he's taking on the long pot here.
But
Tremendous
Selby's
pot.
been doing a lot of sitting down so far.
really well played.
He must be frustrated.
28.
But even if we do go 6-2 up, not just for the entertainment value, I'm not saying this for, but this match isn't over. Selby can very easily come back.
29.
It's a good position for us to be in, don't get me wrong, but again, it's not a guaranteed
Black
win.
required.
Is that really just the black required?
No problem
We've
there.
got a bit too close to the corner pocket there, but
No real
we've flown
way
through
for
those
the defenders to win the
first two
frame there.
frames.
36.
And Selby's not really had anything to say.
This
Obviously,
is
no
played
pot in the
towards
last frame.
Left middle pocket.
Really thought he might have had a chance to
That's a top shot.
make it 1-1 for the session in this frame. And I said all we needed was 2 frames in this session to make sure we didn't go into the final session behind. And within as many frames as 2, we've got those 2 frames. But that's not to say we take our foot off the gas.
2.
Again, I think if there's ever a time for Selby to wake up, it has to be now.
At the right pace.
Because 6-2 is a good advantage. 7-2,
43.
and Selby's got a lot of work to do to recover that. But we're playing well. We're hitting most of our markers. We're potting most of the shots. We've made 1 or 2 mistakes, but that can be forgiven. You're never going to play perfectly. But one thing's for sure, this is some of the best snooker we've played in this career mode period.
$51.
No century on here, actually. Is there? Yeah, we can get 101, but you know what? I'm not really bothered. You know, there's no highest break on here. Let's just get on with the next frame. We're in good form. Let's try and capitalise on that and not make a stupid mistake, which even though we won the frame convincingly, because it can happen, you can make a stupid mistake and then think, ugh, and get all hung up on that over the next frame.
And that is the frame.
But let's have a drink, which clearly I need because I keep coughing and etc, etc. But we're doing very well. We really are. Good break off there from Mr. Selby. Not going to go for the obvious shot here.
He'll want to get this cue ball close to the cushion.
Need to get the cue ball safe. Don't want to hit the green. Don't want to hit the green. We don't. I don't think the brown has saved us, though. I'm not leaving the red on. But as we saw in the previous frame, just because Mark Selby's got an opportunity doesn't mean he'll maximise it. But he's not gone for the pot. He's played the sensible shot there, I would say. Very sensible shot, actually.
Excellent safety shot.
I'll just try and play this so it comes back across the table towards the black ball. Doesn't quite travel enough, unfortunately.
Well,
But I don't know whether Selby's got enough about him to take on a pot. He certainly has. And how about that? That is a beautiful pot. Lovely stuff.
8.
So can Selby finally get something going here?
9.
Don't regret what we just played. I think we just didn't have the pace on it. If we'd have played that a bit harder, we'd have had a very good safety.
16.
he's missed the pot.
Well, as I said, if you give Selby a chance, he's a man who usually cleans up.
He's
But
looking
today,
to put this into the left corner
doesn't
pocket.
look like he's in that same sort of form. However, you'd suggest that we are.
1.
Let's see if we can make the most of that. Play with a bit of side here, try and get the reds open. If we can actually hit the shot at any point. Fourth time lucky.
The split looks
That'll
good
do.
to me.
Split's not too bad. It's certainly not bad. It leaves us a potting chance. And sometimes it's just about repeating the formula.
8.
And while we're in this sort of form, that's exactly what I intend to do.
Nine.
However, I think we've got to play like this is frame one. We can never, and that's what I've definitely been guilty of doing. You get into a lovely lead like this. You know, it's a great lead to have 8 frames in, to have won 6 of them. And then we start playing like we're 4-2 up, so 4 frames up. So we start, you know, getting a bit cocky, taking chances that you'd never play if you were in close combat matches. And potentially you start losing frames you shouldn't lose. And although it's all right if, you know, if it's 6-3, but if that then all of a sudden culminates in it being, for example, 9 each, then you would definitely regret the frame that you had a good chance to win. Obviously, that's very hypothetical and very long-term
23.
planning, but after all, I am a planner in my daytime work, so you can understand why I have that sort of feeling.
Corner pocket. What a top shot that is.
Wonderful shot.
I don't think we really spoke about what winning this tournament would do for us. It would do a great lot. In terms of confidence going into the busy period of the season, but also
Lots of power on this shot.
it'd be the biggest tournament we've won. I know the Masters is a big tournament invitationally, but in terms of a financial standpoint,
31.
we've won the Scottish Open, we've won the shootout, but none of those brings anything close to 150,000 in the kitty. I think the Scottish Open is I think it's 80,000. And we'll get 75,000 whatever happens in this final.
32.
And it's not unless we start succeeding in big events like this, which, by the way, getting to the final is definitely succeeding. It's not unless we start doing well and succeeding. I was going to say conceding then. I don't want to start conceding. You know, it's not until we start succeeding in these events that we'll rise up the rankings.
37.
You know what I've just done? I've just played for the black, like a twit. We should get out of it okay, but that was a bit sloppy from me. Amazing what you can do on autopilot, isn't it? So we've got a bit of recovery work to do now after that. Which again isn't getting complacent, but it's just that taking your mind off things for a second can start to make things a bit harder. I think the black might be our best chance here. Try and come round the cushions. It's not quite there.
45.
Even if we wanted to, that wouldn't go. It's going to have to be this long pot. Don't need to play with as much power.
Tricky pot.
The more power we play it with, the less chance we've got at the pot. This looks fairly decent. And it's there.
That's a tremendous pot.
Just look at that for a positional shot. Superb.
46.
And if we can make this 3 frames in a row, we're not there yet, but if we can make this 3 frames in a row, Mark Selby has got a long way back.
This into the right corner. Beautiful.
Simply wonderful.
It's like everything in life, isn't it? If you start doing well, it all looks easy.
I'm not sure what happened there.
But that's not a great shot.
58.
It's just having to play with topspin sometimes doesn't work out for you, unfortunately. But there is, I think, a gap through here which we'll look to exploit. Which we have done. Okay, we've hit the yellow, but at least the cue ball's safe.
Neil Robertson, 58.
So we're 42 ahead, 67 remaining. Big exchanges now for Mark Selby because the difference between being 3 behind and 5 behind, you know, he doesn't need mentioning how crucial that would be. But he's not really done much there to give us much of an issue.
This is a tricky one along the cushion.
I think we might have missed that though. No, we haven't. But the intention there really wasn't ever to
1.
get on anything as such. It was just to pot the red and get out of there. Which we have done. Admittedly a bit lucky with what we have or haven't left on. But it's just getting 8 points that Mark Selby can't get.
Nicely
Really
done.
careful about this. Good stuff. Could do with a bit of help from brown. Well, whatever it is. Black, blue, brown. I think, yes, black does cover that red, I think, that's potable.
This red.
Does it? No, it doesn't. And Selby has potted it.
1.
And I said if you give Selby a chance, he might take it.
6.
It's going to be one of those, isn't it, where Selby does do it. But he's 37 behind. I mean, no, he's got more than enough of a buffer. He's 37 behind.
7.
51 left on the table. Maybe we shouldn't have gone for that red. Maybe we shouldn't.
Pace is very important. Very nicely done.
And that's the thing, when you're winning frame after frame, you can start to get a bit irked if you lose the odd frame.
19.
He's going to win this, isn't he? Yeah, he's going to win the frame. I can't see him not doing it. He's 23 behind. Now 16 behind. Yeah, he's not going to lose this from here.
32.
So way back into the match potentially for Mark Selby.
36.
I have to be honest, I think we gifted that to him a bit. Really do. And that's annoying, it really is. That's very frustrating. We should have won that. We should have won that frame.
That is the frame.
What happened has happened.
Thank you, the 10th frame.
Selby's got a
Neil Robertson.
much needed frame back. We've still got a 3 frame advantage, but let's just make sure that doesn't slip us into a bit of a regrettable style of play where we start getting frustrated, even though, you know, we should have won that. But it's amazing what form can do for you.
1.
Selby's potted the first red.
To pop this into the right
Going for the blue. Trying to get on the next red, which he's done. And if he goes and wins this in one visit, then the alarm bells can start ringing.
Along the cushion here.
But we've just got to take this as a session at a time. We know we can't be behind after this session. That's a big thing to note.
He's a little fortunate there. Not what he was intending.
Definitely fortunate
Mark
there.
Selby,
Goodness me.
7.
We've opened up the reds a bit.
He's attempting
Got back
get
to the
white
bulk.
tight on the cushion.
But he's just going to play safe. He's knocked the black in his efforts. And I think he might have left a red on. He has.
That was a really tough shot. And it hasn't
The
worked
important
out
thing
all
here
that
is not to play with anger. Not to
Attempting
do anything
sink this
stupid.
Into the left corner pocket.
But try and take a few points. See what
There it
happens.
goes.
1.
We know what a prolific long potter he is, so I'd assume he'd take this on.
Really
Going to be
impressive
tricky if the black's not in its conventional position to open up the reds. Might be worth giving it a go though. Just try and get bulk side of the blue. I always think dark side of the moon when I say that. Always comes into my head.
7.
I see you on the bulk side of the blue. Doesn't quite sound the same, does it? I don't really get much of a split here, but,
He's
you
playing
know,
this with a lot of power.
if you don't buy a ticket,
Loose shots.
no. Oh well. Nothing ventured, nothing gained and all that
12.
swaddling. That's gone a lot harder than I've expected, but it's... Well, is it okay? I don't know. That's a
Neil
possible
Robertson,
position now.
12.
Again, it's just been a bit greedy sometimes. You can just play it nice and thin, get safe. But we're trying to do a bit more than that. And as I said, you can get greedy, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. He's just going to play safe on these. Open them up a bit more, interestingly enough. And like us, he's played a bit of loose safety there. Has to be said.
Tempted by this red.
We're going to go for the red. Also try and get on the pink on the cush.
1.
Which we potentially have done. It's a bit tight, so might look to get on the blue. Which is outrageous because surely that pink is the better shot, but I just have a hunch about the blue. Prefer
A lot
going
of
for it,
odds
so that's what
on,
we're going
and
to
he's
do.
going for it.
And it's there. But nowhere near hard enough to get on one of these reds. And you just wonder whether Mark Selby taking that frame is a bit of a turning point. Can never tell sometimes. This looks like it could be a good safety though. Yeah, it's a good shot. It certainly is.
That's what he was going for.
Might have got him hook,
And he's
hook
played it
line, and
well.
sinker there, which we have.
Neil Robertson.
I'll tell you what, he's very close to hitting the yellow. He's just about going to avoid it. But a bit further over, and that could have been really damaging.
No, not the result he was looking for.
Well, he's not got out of the snooker, but... Well, he has. Yes, he has, but... He's not played it brilliantly, but... he's got away with it a little bit. He's not left anything easy on. We've gone for the long pot on the red, which we've pulled off brilliantly. The black not being available really has made our job a lot harder in this frame. Takes away a lot of the flexibility we'd usually have with position. And admittedly, we get away with one there. That wasn't what I was aiming for whatsoever, but it works. But if we know we win this frame, we'll have at least a 2-frame lead going into the last session. Just all about putting the building blocks in place early. And the pressure's off a bit more later in the final, which I think is where we do struggle. So if we are going to give away a frame or two, then it's best to do it later on when we've got the frames to give away, I suppose. But I know it's not really the way of looking at it, but again, it's not over till it's over. I think that match against Ronnie has definitely proven that, and that's why we have this bit of a worried approach to some of the longer matches we play now. But coming from 12-4 up to lose 13-12, you can understand why you might have a few doubts about your match play.
No problems with the rest there.
I'm going to ignore that black. I don't think it's worth using at all.
He's an expert long potter, and he's taking this on.
Just think if we use that black, it's only going to go wrong.
24.
As I said earlier on, though, it does make our job that bit harder, not utilising the black. The cue ball's got to travel more. That's under hit, that one is, so that's going to be unbelievably hard to get onto the red after this, so it might just be worth playing safe from here.
He's looking to drop this in behind the brown ball.
A bit harder than I'd have liked, but again, I don't think he's going to go for any pot. He might do. It's certainly available. It's right on the cushion, though.
Not played that well. Tough shot, but he could have played it.
Is he going to go for the pot?
Neil Robertson.
Nope, she's going to play safe. I don't think he's got it very safe. No, I didn't think he had. Again, this is a potting opportunity.
Taking the red on.
That puts us 31 points ahead with 51 on the table. I think, again, it's probably worth just trying to get the snooker here. We lost the last frame, but through being a bit too ambitious. I think if we're a bit more realistic here, it won't hurt. A bit more safe about our play.
And a challenging snooker.
Neil Robertson.
And try and make sure we don't lose 2 in a row.
Foul and a miss. Neil Robertson.
Foul and a miss there, so we'll get him to retake that.
To play again.
Always hit them this time. And he's done well there. Might regret that. Need a bit of help from the colours. We might not get it. He might go for a pot here.
That's just
and what a shot that is. Have we given away a second frame here?
3.
I think we have, you know. He's going to end up stealing 2 frames from us. I've talked previously about how in these scrappy frames we've got to get the best of players and beat them.
9.
It's a bit tighter this time, but he can get all of the balls. I don't see a problem. Black might be an issue, I suppose. I'm sure he'll find a way to get
10.
Out of that, but this might be a bit of an issue. Yeah, he's missed the blue. But what a jammy sod. He's knocked the blocked the yellow ball safe. What sort of luck is that for
He'll try and snooker his opponent here.
Mr. Selby? Just make sure we don't do anything stupid. We're nearly over the line in this frame. We just need the yellow, which clearly isn't potable from there. Will be from here, though, if we play our cards right.
This yellow required.
And the yellow's there.
No more than
Let's just
half.
make sure we don't go in off with anything. And I'll tell you what, that was all planned to get perfect position on the green. I'll tell you what, we can't normally get good position on the green. The key is to play a wacky shot like that and it'll work for us. Bit of a get out of jail free there, to be truthfully honest. If Selby would have played a bit better positionally, we'd have
5.
only led by 2 frames. But we do restore a lead of... well, do we restore? Have we had a lead of this before? Yeah, we were 6-2 up, weren't we? So of course we do. Yeah. So we restore our 4-frame lead.
Right corner.
Just 2 frames to go today now.
14.
And if we can win at least one of those, we match our performance from the last video, which is ideal. It'll put us only 2 away. We're 3 away at the moment. We're in a very strong position, 4 frames ahead of Mark Selby.
20.
And these next 2 could be massive in deciding where the trophy goes. If we win the next 2, it's 9-3. It's a long, long, long way back for Selby.
Frame, Neil Robertson.
If he can win both of them, it's 7-5. It takes it into a fairly competitive final session.
Mark Selby to break.
The session drawn 3 each, that would be, of course. And if it's 1 each, again, it's pretty tough for Mark Selby, but not impossible. At 9-3, he's got to play very well. It's very much no miss snooker from there. Got to win every single frame.
No more than half a chance here.
But we've deserved to have this advantage, but
Impressive
that's not the best shot we've ever played.
1.
The black will go, but we're looking really more just to
Taking it on to the left corner.
try and get this safe. I can't see any... Well, that was a disaster.
Looking to tighten up his game here.
That was a complete disaster. To be honest, again, it was our own fault by hitting the shot too soft to not go round the black and give ourselves a chance. So we can blame ourselves again there. And that's the only reason why Selby's gone in. I guess that if you don't make any mistakes, then you win the match 10-0. True. But it has been our mistake here, which has let Mark Selby in. Definite positives to take out of this, though, is that we're going to have at least a 2-frame lead going into the final session. But let's see what Mark Selby can do here. Because if it is only a 2-frame lead, it's not all over.
Mark Selby 16.
But he's played a good shot there because he's touching ball. And just notice how things start to change for you. I know that was an opportunistic shot, but we've left a red right over the corner pocket. Would you believe that? But he's not gone for it. I'm amazed at that. He's playing, well, he's playing typical Selby snooker, really. As safe as he possibly can. Surely if we give this very hard nudge... There we go, I knew it probably would. It's dropped in. I knew we got the angle on it, and it was a ridiculous shot to play by some extent.
1.
But I'm amazed he didn't go for it himself. From where he was, the angle that he'd got, we was a tap-in.
Aiming for the left corner here.
But obviously he didn't fancy it. We've gone for it, taken the advantage and taken the chance. Well, taken the chance rather than the advantage. Taken the chance. And now we're looking for the advantage from that. And hopefully, that's something we can gain.
He's taking this on. Brilliant. What a pot.
7.
Good stuff. A few awkward shots to play here. Just got to get through this little exchange.
Really bad miss.
That wasn't the best though, was it?
Robertson, 7.
That wasn't the best at all. I can't believe that, but I don't understand what Selby's doing here. I remember the start of the snooker game, the cycle, when the AI players used to play shots like that, just playing up to the reds.
1.
And that's what Selby started to do here, and I really, really don't get it. Doesn't make any sense to me.
He's playing for the right corner here. That's an excellent pot.
Let's see what our split's like this time. It's not bad. It's not bad. It certainly leaves a half chance.
6.
Or does it? No, it doesn't actually on that red up to the top pocket. But it does leave this red onto the
Aiming for the
centre pocket. And then the chance on the black. So it's actually better than I thought it was
7.
originally. Quite an awkward angle of a shot, whatever we play here. Guess our best bet is to go for the red back up to the bulk pocket which we were talking about earlier, but obviously not the same red. But that's not the best angle at all, is it? That's a really tough angle from there. It's a tough ask.
Taking it on.
This is an even tougher ask, but I just fancy it. And look at that, it's dropped in.
That's great cue control.
What about that one then?
15.
That wasn't bad at all, was it? But we don't know what the position's going to be here. Oh, we have got a position on that one. That's a bit of luck. We are certainly playing our luck at the moment. There's no doubt about that.
He's aiming for the left corner here. Tremendous pot.
Push the black. That's not a bad shot.
Wonderful pot.
23.
The issue, in one way, is that yellow now covering that pocket because of the one we missed.
That's a really bad miss.
But that's a poor shot. Again, as I said, I've alluded to it, and it's not intentional, but
Neil Robertson, 20.
we get a gap and we seem to try our best to blow it. I understand you're not going to win every frame, but with a chance like that, we should be making more out of that.
Fancies this
Really
red.
should.
1.
Got rid of that yellow.
3.
That'll help Selby out with access if things go wrong. You know I like playing the blue.
4.
I'm sure Selby does as well.
11.
Huh.
13.
It's had 2 reds for the price of 1 there. 1 going in each pocket. Going for the pink, this could be risky.
What?
It's there though. You've got to do that shot clean. If it's a jaw, chances are you're screwed. Pardon the pun.
20.
So just 1 red left now. He's played very well to get onto it. And you'd think he'd get these colours
27.
and get another frame to make it 3-2 to us for the session. So the most we can do now is match what we did in the previous session of winning it 4-2. I'd take a draw though in this session of 3 each. I think the first 2 frames we had a bit more promise, but things have started to come a bit undone for us. But even so, going into a last session, a 2-frame gap is a good one to have, knowing we have that at least.
54.
And if we can win the next frame, a 3-frame gap would be
And the
brilliant
frame, Mark Selby.
to go into the next session. We've actually, a 4-frame gap. It's either 2 or 4, isn't it? So I guess this is huge. Thinking about that for Selby. Again, 4-frame gap 8-4, it's really tough, isn't it? For example, we win the opening frame and long way back then for Selby. He's got to win all 6. But if he makes it 7-5, and then obviously he might win the first frame of the session, then it's very much game on. But it looks like the former might happen from the chance he's given us here.
He's playing the pot
It's
here.
all very well having a chance, though. It's another thing to take it.
Opening red.
1.
He's aiming to sink this into the right corner.
I think it's just worth focusing a bit more on this frame,
It goes.
because this could be a massive win for us if we win this frame. It's a 4-frame gap with a maximum of 7 to go, and we'd only need 2 from the next session. Playing with some side here, which I appreciate is a risk, but it's the best way to get onto the next ball.
Brilliant shot.
And the blue's there,
And the cue ball was finished.
and we are onto the red. If anything, we've actually got a bit too far.
12.
Just try and play into these reds, see if we can split them. And why? Why do you do that?
Neil Robertson, 12.
We've massively got away with that, though. We have massively got away with that. I don't know why. I don't get why we try and be ultra aggressive sometimes. I really don't.
That's an excellent shot.
This is a chance, though. No, we've hit that too soft.
That's careless.
And the cue ball's followed the red into the pocket.
Foul. Mark Selby, 4.
He's aiming for the left corner here.
And you can see why sometimes in these long matches we lose needless frames. Again, at the moment we're okay. That's not great from Selby. Someone a bit more clinical would have taken a few of these chances, and Selby's not been that so far.
What a great pot.
Superb cue ball control there. Ideal position.
1.
I think we do the right thing here.
He looks like he's trying to play this behind
We've got to
the
play
arc.
safe. We've got the snooker.
Got the snooker.
Should give ourselves a
Neil
better
Robertson,
chance if he
1.
gets out of this. But I'll tell you what, he's got out of it with the thinnest nick possible. Leave that red up bulk to give him a problem next time out. Because if he leaves that up bulk, we then have got a shot we can potentially play. But he's going to put it up there. He is, yeah. Guess it doesn't give a player that much of a headache because it's only a
This
possible
shot is reliant on perfect
ball
play.
if you know, if left in the wrong hands, I suppose. If you put it on the wrong end of the table, and it does diminish our chances of getting a snooker. Yes, you can argue that. But this wouldn't be a bad shot to play if we can get away with it. I don't think we've got the angle here.
The safety battle continues.
That's not bad. I'll take that. Overhit slightly. We were looking to get right behind the blue. But I'll take that. Get that red out of the bulk. But now it's time for Selby's favourite mini-game. Who blinks first in the safety battle? Doesn't tend to be Selby. Could have done with getting that one close to the bulk line. keep our focus here. Again, another scrappy frame. Don't want to lose this one. You don't want to lose any frame, but this is a big frame. Be a big one to capitalise on this. Whatever happens, we've got our 2-frame lead. We know that, but the 4-frame lead would be so much more at this point. I think it takes the pressure off a lot going into that last session. Oh, that's a good line, but not quite. Green hit a bit too full. And he's nearly played a perfect plant there. Unfortunate not to, actually. Nearly played a perfect plant. Didn't quite come off for him, though. He's going in the right direction, but again, we were going to struggle to get the angle to get behind those 3 balls there. It's getting a bit scrappy now, isn't it? It is getting a bit scrappy. Last thing we want to do is concede a stupid foul. But that's not bad. We'll take that. Who's going to blink first? You would suggest from that it's Mr. Selby. You know what I'm like. I like to take a chance. It's a risk, though. It's not a definite pot. But it's there. It's not a bad shot, is it? We had to play it with some venom. Got a few red splits, so we've got a chance to get something going here. But, goodness me, that was played with some pace.
Played it well.
7.
It's just all about taking the chance here. Whether we get 10 points, 100 points. Just all about trying to take a chance and get the most out of it.
Well, an excellent pot.
And also some luck along the way isn't too bad at all.
14.
That splinks things up quite nicely.
A delicate touch required here.
This delicate shot this, but it drops in. That's fine.
15.
But that is a bit of a stinker given the pink nor blue go, so that's something I didn't realise. That makes things a bit more difficult. Gotta hope we're on target with the brown.
Shot coming up.
No, not this time. Close, miss nonetheless.
And we're not. Should have checked that really, but you just think automatically that the shots go.
1.
I think
6.
I always strive for a bit too much in these matches, but I have to say I'm disappointed. Because all the frames today, we could have won.
14.
We've given ourselves good chances as well. And in a few of the frames, Selby's, I think it's fair to say, needlessly come back into them. But oh well.
22.
I mean, we've won at least 4 out of 6.
23.
We won't actually, sorry. No, we'll have won 3 out of 6. Of course we will. So Selby does better this time, if he does win this frame, than he did in the previous. But we had that 2-frame lead coming into here, and to come out of this with a 2-frame lead isn't the worst thing in the world. I'm just saying I think we could have done a bit more. Again, we've not played our best.
37.
And hopefully, we don't come to rue some of the frames that we've lost in the next session. This is the big shot. He's onto the red. He's 26 ahead. The red's there. Just needs the colour. And that'll be frame.
Good position to take on this
And the final frame of the session.
45.
So that puts him 33 ahead. But the yellow's in a strange old position here. Is he going to hit this?
That's a foul, but he won't care.
Well, he's fouled there.
Foul. Mark Selby, 51.
Is there a twist to the
Neil
tail?
Robertson, 4.
He's going
Is
to
there
play
a
on
twist in this tail? Let's find out. Try and snooker him, which I don't think we've done. That was dreadful. That was a dreadful attempt. It really was.
Well, he's taking it on.
But he's missed it.
Not easy with the rest.
I think our best chance to get the snooker really was behind the brown. I think he'd have got out of it.
He'll be playing
But if
for
we've
the
got
snooker.
any chance here of trying to win this, then we'll give it a shot.
I think he's going for the snooker behind the blue here.
You think he is? I tell you what, we've hit the black, and we've got it. We've got it, I think.
That's the
I
result.
think he's
he
going to
was
hit
after.
this, though, quite alright. Yeah, he does. And, of course, it's Mark Selby. What do you expect? He's got one back.
He doesn't
So,
want to
just
play
a hit
this
and
with
hope
too
here.
much pace.
And we've missed it, would you believe? Are we going to hit it on the way back? No? Unbelievable. Let's concede the frame there. Mark Selby brings it back to 7-5. And,
Poor shot.
yeah, that was a bit poor from us. I'd have liked to have done a bit more, but
That's the frame.
you know, we need to get over ourselves a bit. Because over one of the best players in the world, we lead by 2 frames. Going into the final session, which you guys will see on Monday's episode to determine who will pick up the China Championship. I hope you guys have enjoyed this session. First session was 4 frames to 2. That session there, it was tied at 3 each, but good session. Could have maybe got a bit more out of it, but this next session is the big one. And hopefully, I'll see you guys on Monday for that. So if you've enjoyed that, leave a like down below. Also, remember to subscribe for regular Snooker 19 content. And I'll see you guys in a few days for the next video. Thank you, and goodbye for now.